What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word addiction? If you are a part of the seed retention community, then it's very easy for you to think about things like relapse and prawn addiction. But here's the real truth. Your problem is not with prawn or relapse. It's with technology. Step back and look at the big picture. How many hours are you spending on social media, mindlessly scrolling? For some, this might be Facebook. For others, Instagram or TikTok. Or simply the addiction to your notifications. Every time you hear the notification bell, you immediately run to your phone like a mindless parrot. Mindless scrolling is in fact the biggest problem for most men, which needs to be addressed even before you think about addressing your prawn addiction. Simply avoiding prawn won't help. Rather, you must avoid everything that triggers your urge to watch it in the first place. And that first place is an empty mind. Remember, brothers, all these big social media companies have put millions, if not billions of dollars into researching how the human mind works. Every sound, every pixel, and every speck has been specially engineered to make you stop thinking. Only once you have stopped thinking for yourself do you become vulnerable to their marketing tactics and hookup culture. The newsfeed is designed to take you in a trance. Keep this simple principle in your head at times. Whether it be YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, they want you to stay on their platform for as long as possible. At first, you may spend 10 minutes scrolling, but eventually you will find your dopamine levels get so fried up that you need to get back on your phone, even during a party, just to keep yourself stimulated. Humans love to swipe because it's in our nature to find the bottom of the pit. But here's the dark truth. When you are swiping up on social media, it's an endless pit to which there is no end. Hence, the more you do it, the more the addiction grows. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should delete Facebook. In fact, it is a great place to get in touch with your friends. Simply change the environment of your social media. For example, you can download a plugin called Newsfeed Eradicator. This will erase your newsfeed after a specific amount of time. The change is instantaneous. This is perhaps the best tool for men looking to eradicate their cravings for social media altogether in as little as 2 days. It will help you forget that the newsfeed ever existed. And that's the first lesson. Change your environment. No matter what society says, you have 100% control over your environment. You can choose to stay in it or change it to boost your life. When changing your environment, you need to pay close attention to 2 things. Change the number of cues. You need to increase and decrease specific cues in your environment. Cues are reminders to do something or not do something. For example, when alcohol addicts undergo therapy, oftentimes they are told to use door handles as cues. Every time you see a door handle, you must remind yourself of the alcohol addiction you are about to break for good. So when it comes to your own cues, you must first learn to reduce bad cues. In the case of your social media addiction, the newsfeed was the cue to start mindless scrolling. So by getting rid of this cue completely, you will find that urge begin to die down. And secondly, increase the good cues. This means changing your environment in such a way that every part of it gives you a healthy reminder. This might mean installing a pull-up bar in your office. By just having that bar, you will find it easier to complete an additional 10 to 20 pull-ups a day, impulsively. Because every time you walk through the door, the pull-up bar serves as a reminder. Other good cues you can set up include sticking your goals up on a wall so you view them every time you get up. It could even be as simple as having an accountability partner to check in on your progress every week. Now that you have reduced your bad cues that send you into compulsive urges and increased the good cues, it's time to go head-to-head with your bad habits and quit them for good. To do this, you must make it harder for yourself to follow bad habits and easier to follow the good practices, because there will always be certain habits with unavoidable bad cues. Let's say you're a bit overweight, and part of it is because you eat junk food a lot. The cue here is the hunger that you can't get rid of. Here's what you can do at the start. Throw away all junk food from your house. Stock your fridge up with healthy alternatives. Eventually, when you feel hungry, which is inevitable, you wouldn't find junk food on its place. And buying it from outside would be even more difficult. You would have to get dressed up for the store, which would probably take around 20 minutes. All this will lead you to think, why should I do all these things when I have delicious but healthy food in the fridge? So by changing your environment, you've made it harder to stick to your bad habit and easier to continue your good ones. Now, let's say you want to discipline yourself in the habit of going to the gym. One of the most significant factors determining whether you practice this habit consistently is how far your gym is. If it takes you an hour to get there, you're going to end up skipping more sessions. So the easier it is for you to get there, the better. Here's what to do. Prepare all your gym equipment the night before, including gym clothes, water bottles, locked gym bags, etc. Pack and get things ready the night before the gym session. Having everything set up will make it easier for you to stick to your habit by serving as a visual cue. If you want to take this to the extreme, then go to sleep while wearing gym clothes. So when you wake up wearing your gym clothes, you unconsciously expect yourself to work out. So remember, brothers, whenever it comes to getting rid of any bad habit or addiction, then changing your environment is the first step. It may seem hard at first, but as a man you must learn to take responsibility for everything around you. Ditch the victim mindset and change everything that fails to serve you in life for the better. I want you to say these questions out loud, and only you know the answer to them. Say it with me. Am I in an environment that promotes my good habits or bad ones? And secondly, what changes can I make to my environment that would benefit me? By the way, don't forget to show some love. Tap that subscribe button and hit like for the algorithm. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch these videos here.